Kershaw Grid Model 2200. This is a knife I was really excited about and was planning to put in my EDC rotation until it arrived, and there was a big disappointment. And that was the fact that when you look at Kershaw's website, which I'll try to put some pictures of here, and the description on their website of this blade, as well as the description on different online retailers' websites, it says that this is a tip-up left or right hand carry knife. And the pictures on Kershaw's website, as well as many of the retailers' websites, even show holes drilled on the left hand side of the knife in order to reverse the pocket clip. But when we flip this over, there are no pre-drilled holes on the left hand side of the knife. And going back and looking at when the knife was announced, I believe it was either SHOT Show or Blade Show, I realized that the model they had there was like this. There was no reversible pocket clip. And I'm not sure when that decision was made with Kershaw, when they decided to not have a reversible pocket clip, but it would have been nice if it lined up with their website and lined up with the different online retailers. So, but other than that, it's a great knife, and I think it would be a great knife to put in the EDC rotation as a budget knife, because this comes in at $32 about average on the online retailers. And for the weight and the size and overall just the design, I think you're getting a great deal for that $32. Now, this is a Chinese produced Kershaw, very similar to a lot of other Kershaw knives in that aspect, because it has the 8CR13 MOV steel. And when you look at the overall design of it, a lot of it reminds you of some of the stuff like the Cryo, where you have that black, well, the Cryo doesn't have the black oxide blade, I don't believe, but you have that titanium nitride coating on the handle, and it's all stainless steel frame lock. There's a few knives I'll show from Kershaw that I believe are kind of similar. And so you have the 8CR13 MOV steel with the black oxide coating. That's not Kershaw's DLC coating, so it's not going to hold up as well as DLC coating, but it will provide some protection of the blade. But if you do hard use it, it probably will wear off. Now, overall, you have a 4.8 ounce knife, which, when you're considering this knife that has a 3.7 inch blade and a pretty long handle as well, that's not a bad weight for an all stainless steel construction knife. And I think how it achieves that is the fact that when you look here, these are very, very thin. It's a very thin profile, and it's a nice flow through construction with the pillars there. And I think that's how they achieve that, and the fact that this blade is narrow this way, that's a long blade. It is a hollow ground blade. It is deployed either by the flipper, which a lot of Kershaws have, or these very small thumb studs, which, although they are small, you can still get purchase on it. I'll try that one more time. And because of the speed safe system that Kershaw puts in a lot of their knives, it comes out with no problem. But I prefer the flipper method. You look up at the top here, it looks like they almost put a little groove in there, like they were going to have the thumb studs act as a stop, or a stop bar or stop place for the blade, but the thumb studs do not reach the frame of the knife. Now, it has a deep carry pocket clip, which again is only positionable right-handed tip-up carry. It has no over travel stop, which Kershaw has used on some of their knives, but there's a lot of those were the hinder knives, which I don't think it really needs it, especially at this price level. And it's a frame lock, and if you're good with your knives, you're not going to overextend the lock bar. But I think overall it's a great design. It also has a neat kind of pivot there where it kind of goes down. I don't know how to explain that, but yeah, it's a different pivot, not just like a simple pivot, which is a nice touch, especially for a budget knife like this. And it reminds me a lot of some of Kershaw's knives, especially this one in particular, the Cabela's exclusive Kershaw Median. And I think you can kind of see that resemblance because of the same type of coating on the blade and the same type of coating on the handles. Maybe kind of the swoopiness of that blade. Of course, this is much different overall, but you know, very similar. And I think that they do compare well. And this would be a neat pairing. We have a smaller EDC knife, and I guess you could do tactical with this. It actually is very ergonomic in both grips. You know, there's not a lot of purchase though, because these are very slick, and there's jimping here, but it is like a lot of Kershaw's, it is just rounded off. So, but the size wise, I think that could fit well in a tactical use or self-defense use. Now, this is one of the comparisons, would be the Kershaw Median. That's a Cabela's exclusive, and that's going to come in at 5 ounces. So it is almost, yeah, it is a little bit heavier than the Kershaw Grid. And when you look at the handles, they're a little thicker, and the blade a little bit wider. But, you know, overall, the reason that this is a little heavier is because of the way that it was constructed. Now, this is a 3-inch blade, and that comes in at $40 from Cabela's, and I think that's a little bit more expensive just because it's a Cabela's exclusive, and you can buy it on their website. You just have to either go to a Cabela's store or buy it on a website, but reminds me a lot of the classic Cryo that had the titanium carbonitride handles. Now I have a Cryo 2 in black wash that are all stainless steel knife, and that comes in at 5.5 ounces, the 3.25 inch blade, so still a shorter blade than the Grid, but this is 4-way positionable with the pocket clip, and the Median is tip up left or right, and then you can do tip down right hand carry. So, and this comes in at $42. So these are all similar price ranges, and I don't think it would be that difficult to drill holes for the pocket clip on the left hand side, so it would be reversible. But for some reason, what's on their website doesn't match what you get shipped. And I've looked at other videos from other YouTubers, and all the knives that they have had for the reviews do not have holes here either. So it is not just this particular one. It seems to be all the Grids that are shipping have only a right hand tip up carry pocket clip option. Finally, as a comparison, I have the Kershaw Shield. That comes in at 4.9 ounces, the 3-inch blade. Comes in at $35. So they're all around the same weight, all around the same price, but the Grid has it on size. And that's what's pretty neat about it, is that you're getting a stainless steel budget knife for $32. And I think the only thing I'm really disappointed about is the fact that it was advertised and is still on the website as tip up left or right, and it's not. And if it was, I think that I would definitely put it into the rotation, but because of that, it's a little bit disappointing. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I'm still going to keep it in the collection for right now because I do like it. I like the design and just overall just how it's light with a large blade, and of course with that speed safe it deploys great. And the pocket clip is a deep carry pocket clip. Of course it's not going to bury the whole knife because it's not, the holes aren't drilled high enough for that, but that's not too much of the knife exposed out of your pocket. So I think it's a great knife. I think it's nice how the handles have kind of a contouring on the sides. I think they did some great finishing work with this, especially for a budget knife from Kershaw. So I think overall just it's a great design, but it's just really disappointing that what the website says does not match up with what you get. And normally that's not a problem with Kershaw knives, but for some reason it is with this one. And maybe they'll make a change in the future, but for right now, I would recommend this knife if you're a right-handed user, because overall it's, you know, ergonomic. It's got a great pocket clip. You know, 8CR13 MOV steel, not the best steel in the world, but for a budget steel, you're getting a decent steel. And with that coating, I think it's going to hold up well to everyday use. Maybe not very tough use, but it will hold up into everyday use. So, yeah, that's my review of the Kershaw Grid Model 2200. Mostly positive, but with that one flaw that I just don't understand because of the way it was advertised. So if you have any comments or questions, you can leave them down in the comment section below. I'll leave a link to where you can buy this knife. And thanks for watching.